everybody. Today we are going to discuss how can we find a limit of a function. For example, if we have f of x plus 1, this is f of x, the function f of x, and we wanted to find its limit when x approaches 1, or we can say x tends to 1. So this is the line x plus 1, and if we notice here, when x approaches 1 from the right hand side, from the positive side, and from the left hand side, from the negative side, we can see that the value of f of x approaches to 2. So the limit of this problem equals 2. You can get it using the direct substitution. Instead of x, you can substitute x equals 1, so the answer is 2. There are several methods to find the limits. Method number 1, the direct substitution. In these two examples, we can use the direct substitution, as we can substitute here x equals 3 to get your final answer, and this limit as well, you can substitute each x equals 2 to get your final answer. But sometimes we have a problem with the direct substitution, as if we substitute here in this problem when x equals 2, we have a problem here because the answer is 0 over 0. It doesn't make any sense because it is called indeterminate form. So what can we do? We have to factorize to eliminate the 0 factors. After factorization, we get this form, and now you can cancel x minus 2 from the denominator and the numerator. And after that, you can substitute here x equals 2. So you can get your final answer, which is 0. Another example, if you use the direct substitution here, when x tends to 2, you will find the answer 0 over 0 again, so we have to factorize. Now you can factorize x squared minus 3x plus 2 to be x minus 1 times x minus 2. Now you can delete x minus 2, and your final answer is x minus 1 here, so you can find the limit of x minus 1. You can substitute x equals 2 because x approaches to 2, so the final answer is 1 after substitution, after the direct substitution here. Another example, to find the limit, to find this limit, if you substitute x equals 2, you will get 0 over 0, so we have to factorize. Here we can factorize 4 minus x squared to be 2 minus x and 2 plus x. Here 4x squared times x minus 2. Now you can delete these two brackets, and we have here 4x squared down, and above we have negative 2 plus x. Negative 2 plus x, because here we have 2 minus x and x minus 2. So if we get negative outside from this bracket, it will be x minus 2 to be cancelled with this guy. And so we have negative here, negative 2 plus x. Now substitute when x equals 2, so you can find the final answer here is negative 4 over 16, or we can simplify to be negative 1 over 4. If we have a root minus number, root plus number, root plus root, root minus root, we have to multiply by the conjugate. If you try to do the direct substitution, you will have 0 over 0. So we have to multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate here is the same expression which contains the root, but you have to change the middle sign. Here we have negative, so we have to put it plus. If we have here plus, so we have to write it minus. After multiplying by the conjugate, here this root times this root, the root will be cancelled, so we have y plus 2 and negative 2 by 2, which is negative 4. Now keep the other two expressions here. Now simplify. You have here y plus 2 minus 4, which is y minus 2. So you have y minus 2 above and y minus 2 down, so you can delete y minus 2 from the numerator and the denominator, and after that we have 1 over root y plus 2 plus 2. When y approaches 2, now substitute, so the final answer is 1 over 4. Another example here, find this limit. If you use the direct substitution, you will get 0 over 0. So we have to multiply by the conjugate because we have root minus root. So the conjugate is the same expression, but you have to change the middle sign. Here we have minus, so you have to write here plus. Now multiply. Here we have, keep these two, keep this to the term to x and the expression here, this bracket, and now multiply. This root times this root will be cancelled, and this root times this root, the root will be cancelled. After simplifying them, you will have x squared plus 4x. And after that, you can delete here. We have x as a common factor here, so we can delete this x with x here. So we have 2 above, and below we have x plus 4. After that, you can substitute x equals 0. After substitution, you will find that the final answer is 1.